Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another super episode of Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I am your host, that Ocean Crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot pass man, always positive. Life is great. 592, living in the 718, no cap, Starboy, Remy Blue. And our special guests tonight are two familiar faces you may have remembered from before. In the other corner, we have a man who plays video games very well. He will kick your butt in regular, even on his worst day. Everybody, welcome to the show, Georgio Arcade.
Woo! What's up, y'all?
At the second corner, we have another fellow Louisianan. That's right. He looks a bit like Travi, Gym Class Heroes, showing his locks. Let
What's
me
up, everybody? I can't follow up that intro that he did. I mean, he had like a whole mile-long thing, just calling the light skin over there. Like, geez, how can I just top that? But what's up? How's everybody doing?
everybody welcome.
You part of the bloodline. You got the bloodline shirt on, so
I just got to one and done. That's all it is.
Everybody, welcome to the show. This is Trey Lewis. So basically, for those of y'all wondering what we're doing, we're actually doing our the WWE Clash at the Castle predictions. We're gonna be predicting what's going on with the show. So, if anybody has any predictions of their own that are watching us, by all means, feel free to actually put them in the comments. We're not gonna jump you or anything. If you say such and such is gonna win, whether or not the popular pick, you're entitled to your own opinion. That's how we roll at Ringside Society. Once you're not obnoxious with it. But anyways, with that being said, gentlemen, Clash at the Castle. How y'all feel about this interview? About this pay-per-view, man?
George, you can go first if you want.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I'm very interested to see what happens with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, especially considering that Roman Reigns has gotten the upper hand on him with the help of Sami Zayn and stuff, and then that Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins match. So I think it's going to be a very interesting show.
Trey, how about you?
I think it's gonna be a really good show. Seeing like it's been so long since they've been back to the UK, and that's gonna be like play a big factor, and especially like he said in that main event, the crowd's probably gonna be hot for Drew, going crazy for him. But what I think is probably gonna steal the show is gonna be Seth and Riddle. Like I think that's gonna be match of the night. Everybody's gonna be going crazy for that, and there's so much heat or like there's so much build into it. It's gonna be a great pay-per-view overall.
Yeah, I think Seth and Riddle may steal the show as well. Riddle's gonna step it up, and honestly, I gotta say, I like the way the direction he's been going recently. I mean, he's been having some pretty top notch matches. He's pretty much he's moving away from that goofy, happy go lucky character that he has to a more serious competitor, somebody who you can actually take seriously in terms of world title contendership. And and they're putting him with the right people. He had Roman Reigns, they put him with Randy Orton, and now he's going into a feud with Seth Rollins. So I gotta say, I'm very excited to see where this goes, and yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But so we got 6 matches, And you know something? Even although we only have 6 matches, I have a feeling that we're gonna see a lot of wrestling out of these 6 matches. And I've noticed that even with SmackDown, we just saw SmackDown. I don't know if y'all caught SmackDown like a couple hours before, but we had the New Day versus the Viking Raiders. In my opinion, that was so reminiscent of the NXT days of old. I'm not talking NXT 2.0. I'm talking like black and yellow NXT takeover where Triple H was running things.
I mean, can't forget though that was also in what they call the Viking match.
Yeah,
but
that's really cool.
I'm saying like that added that extra aspect to it, so it's like extra like Like it was bigger. It was still, regardless, it was a good match all around. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So we may have another guest coming. Queen J. I know Georgia. I know you probably met her before. You probably seen her around.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah.
Trey,
Hmm.
I don't believe you've met her before, but if you did, yeah, she may be coming in. So hey, ringside side, we tend to have run-ins from time to time. Who knows? But anyways, um, so we got 6 matches here. I'm not gonna do this too long because I know we all sleepy and we trying to stuff. But with that being said, so we have. So I'm gonna go down the card. I'm gonna go ahead with the first match real quick. And we have for the first match, we have a tag team match. It's going to be Edge and Rey Mysterio with Dominic Mysterio versus the Judgment Day team of Finn Balor and Damian Priest, with Rhea Ripley by their side, who's also part of the Judgment Day as well too. Now, another thing is not only do we also give our winners and losers, but we also sometimes we tend to say why what may happen to make them win or make them lose and stuff like that. So with that being said, Trey, since this is your first time being on a prediction show, George, I know you no disrespect. I know
Oh
you've
no.
you've been on one or two before. But Trey, since this is your first time, man, who you got for this match, man?
I can't go against my boy. I got to go with the Finn and Damien. But the reason why I say that is because I think Dom is going to either cost them the match or he's going to turn and join the Judgment Day.
Okay.
Because look
Okay.
how what happened on Raw. Rhea was like, "Hey, give me the stick," and he's like, "Why should I give it to you?" She's like, "Just relax and give me the kendo stick." And what did he end up doing? He ended up giving her the kendo stick.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Georgia, how about you? Who you got for this one?
You know what? Yeah, I was definitely thinking the same thing. I think Dominic is going to possibly turn on Rey Mysterio because let's face it, I think him as a babyface is not working. He's not when he comes out, the crowd doesn't really jump out of their seat. And I think having him turn heel, have him beat the hell out of Rey Mysterio, cost Rey Mysterio and Edge the match. That would be really good because now you'll have a story of Rey Mysterio versus Dominic, and you notice how like when he gave Rhea Ripley the kendo stick, she didn't hit him with it. So that lets you know there might be more to this, than what we think. And so yeah, and I would love for Damian Priest and Finn Balor to get the win. I think they would benefit more from this because I don't think Edge necessarily needs the victory, and I don't think it's gonna hurt Rey Mysterio if he loses here either. So yeah, I think Damian Priest and Finn Balor should get this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Damian Priest and Finn Balor winning. I think Dominic is gonna cost them the match, and to me, I think a Dominic going heel would definitely be better for him because you're right, Georgia. Nobody's really jumping out of their seats for Dominic Mysterio. He needs a bit more attitude. He needs a bit more personality. So I think this would be the best thing, and it's worked for many of people. It worked for Chavo Guerrero when he
Hmm.
first came through. It worked for him. It's worked for Stephanie McMahon. She had a bland character when she was back in '99, and it's worked for several people. So I think she'll be okay. I think he'll be okay with the heel turn and joining the Judgment Day and so on. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. But I honestly wouldn't want him to turn against his father. I mean, I'd want to see him like maybe turn on Edge or something, and then his father, like, "What are you doing?" Like have that. How I would, if I were booking, how I would do, I wouldn't have him attack his father. Have him attack Edge because Edge was the one that got between him and his dad. And then his dad's like, What's going on? What's going on?" Then eventually he challenges his father at WrestleMania. You know, that would be kind of like a bit that would be a bit cool as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Judgment Day for this one. Judgment Day is gonna win it, and they're gonna take it and everything. It's not gonna definitely not gonna hurt Edge and Rey Mysterio. I mean, Edge is already a Hall of Famer, multi-time champion. So is Rey. You know, to me, Finn Balor and Damian need this more. And as a matter of fact, this is the best I've seen Finn Balor in a while. You know, and plus they owe the man. Did you saw what they did with
Yeah,
Demon Character? The Demon Character against Roman. You saw what they did?
yeah, yeah,
The whole the ring stuff.
yeah, yeah. Finn Balor, he really needs this more than anything.
Yeah, they owe that man for that thing they did with the Demon Character. I was so
They owe,
pissed off about
they
that.
owe him a lot. I mean, look what happened after his first run. After he won the Universal title and he had to relinquish it due to injury. Look
Yeah,
how
they
long,
owe that.
look how long it took him to get a fair share back to even go back for the title.
Yeah, they got to give that man something. He needs this, man. He definitely needs this.
Yeah.
So the next match that we have is a singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It's going to be the defending champion Gunther. Don't call him Walter, with in his Ludwig Kaiser in his corner versus Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes, Rich Holland and Butch in his corner.
Hmm.
Hey, Trey, who you got for this one, man?
It's hard. Part of me wants to see, like, I'm gonna go with Gunther only because he's too dominant. I don't see a reason for him to put it off him too soon. But part of me wants to see Sheamus so he can finally get that last title he needs to become a Triple Crown. It's the only belt he hasn't won yet.
Hmm.
It would be nice to see that, but I think it's gonna go to him. But so it's gonna be that's probably gonna be like a second match of the night because that's gonna be probably up there with levels of Gunther. Don't call him Walter, but we're gonna say it. Walter versus Dragunov won that first match that they had. That was super brutal back on NXT UK.
Ooh, I
Ooh.
think those matches are brutal, man. Oh, jeez.
Definitely is gonna be up there. They're definitely gonna be feeling that the next day whenever they wake up.
Their chops are were worse than Ric Flair's chops, man.
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
Yeah.
especially big old hand.
Oh God, I'll pass out from one of them shots.
Oh, without a doubt.
Georgia, who you got for this one, man?
I would like to see Gunther keep the belt just because he's been on a very good dominant run, and also will make the Intercontinental title mean even more if you have a really dominant wrestler keep it for a long period of time. I think he should keep it at least till the fall. Like maybe I don't know. Like he should just keep it well to the end of this year. But I do expect it to be a hard hitting match. You're gonna definitely see the battle damage for sure, and we might even see the interference from some of their partners too. Obviously, So, but yeah, I would like to see Sheamus get that last big win, and they might still do that. There's a strong possibility they could do that, but I think Gunther should keep the title. But that's my prediction, though.
Awesome, awesome. So joining us right now, everybody, is actually Queen J from the Queen J Show and also the Good Girl Bad Girl podcast show. Queen J, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. How y'all doing?
Great, great, great.
Great to
Glad
have you here.
glad you could actually join us. We so Queen J, we were actually asking about who's going to win between Gunther and Sheamus. Who you got?
You said who's going to get Sheamus again?
Gunther, aka Walter.
I don't even know him. I've been so in and out of touch with wrestling a little bit, so I'm just go with Sheamus.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Gunther. Gunther's on a roll. I mean, yeah, I would like to see Sheamus finally win the Intercontinental title. But I'm gonna go with Gunther on this one. I think he's gonna do it. But I know both these men's chests are gonna be good to win.
Without a doubt.
Somebody
Yeah.
some painkillers and some bang or something.
Ice baths too.
So okay, Bobby Striker, welcome, Bobby Striker. You say Gunther, hey, I don't.
Okay.
So before we go on to the next match, Queen J. So the match we were just talking about Edge and Judgment Day, which is going to be Edge and Finn Balor with Rhea Ripley. Who do you have for that match?
Honestly, I'm gonna pick Judgment Day simply because, like me and Keita been talking on our other show, she wants Ray to turn on Dominic, but I want Dominic to turn simply because I think it would be like a good feud for father and son. But I just want Dominic to turn, but I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Somebody gonna turn on somebody. I don't think this match is gonna end with a fair fight. So I definitely got the Judgment Day winning.
See,
Okay.
with her saying that too, another thing that just popped in my head, we could see. I think Beth's gonna make an appearance. Rhea's gonna try to interfere. We're gonna see Beth again.
Yeah.
We have a match between Beth and Rhea.
Oh
That
yeah, that's a good possibility.
that's gonna be a crazy. That's gonna be a power. I can't even see who's gonna win that match. I mean, Rhea looks like she has the power advantage because Rhea goes hard in the gym,
Yeah.
but Beth is no slouch either. The only thing is it's kind of hard to say who would win because they're two different eras. But I feel that in all honesty, and this is no disrespect to Beth Phoenix, she's never really been tested. These are a whole new type of women. This era now is a whole new type of woman. It's
Oh
not the
yeah.
era where oh you're pretty, you could be my champion. No, this is the era where the women, yes, they are pretty, but they can also go toe to toe athletically. So I want to see. I want to see that match. I want to see what Beth can do to one of these modern era women,
Who can
uh,
actually work?
and I mean that in the most respectful way. And I know it's
Yeah, no, you good.
yeah. People with cancel culture like you said modern era. I'm offended. So it's like yeah, I'm just
Oh, you're unconstable though. Nobody can counsel you though.
but So the next match we have is actually the show stealer that you were talking about, Trey. Before we got on, that you were talking about before we started. It's a singles match, and it's going to be between Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. Trey, who you got for this?
Let's see. I gotta go with Riddle, and the reason why I pick Riddle is because Seth necessarily he needs wins, yes, but he doesn't in this situation. Like look what he did for Cody. He lost 3 straight, but look how much he made Cody look back great. How we all knew Cody was. And this thing he's going to do with Seth, I think he's just going to do. He's like what Ziggler used to be. And I mean, I love Ziggler, but he's like the workhorse. He's whoever's in the ring with them. They're going to get their time in. They're going to get all their moves in. They're going to make each other look great, and it's just going to elevate Riddle next to that next level to eventually to where he can go on to bigger and better things, in my opinion. But I'm about to go. Like I said, I'm going to go with Riddle.
Georgia, who you got?
Hmm. Well, I think Riddle should win simply for the fact that this has gotten really personal between him and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins then brought his family into it, and you saw what happened at that end of that segment on Monday Night Raw, where Matt Riddle was getting ready to jump through the TV screen and beat the hell out of Seth Rollins. So, because it's so personal, I think Riddle should get the win for that reason alone. But hey, don't be surprised if Seth Rollins get the big win, because you think about it, where does he go from here? That his booking has been very questionable. I would like to see Seth Rollins get booked really well again, like get back to that main event scene, which he probably will eventually. But I do think right now is Riddle's time,
Right, right. Queen J, who you got?
Yes, I'm definitely gonna have to go with Riddle because lately I've been calling myself the true goat, but in a kind of way in this era, I kind of think Riddle starting to be a goat himself. He's getting a name for himself out there. I used to doubt him. I ain't gonna lie, but I think he got what it takes to beat Seth freaking Rollins. So I'm going for him.
Awesome. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Riddle. Although I wouldn't put it past Seth to win because Seth has a lot of mind games that he plays. I mean, come on, the guy. Look what the guy did to Roman Reigns, who is in
right,
God mode.
right.
He got into his head so much Roman couldn't even get a proper win. Matter of fact, Roman got a DQ.
That's
he lost
true.
that match by DQ. So
Listen,
which
I
one?
ain't gonna lie. When I saw him come out with the old Shield gear and the song, everything,
Oh yeah.
all
And
right,
plus,
that's some definite mind games right there.
and plus,
hmm
if you remember, he what he also did with Dominic a year or two ago when he came out with the 1997 or 1996 Halloween Havoc gear that Rey Mysterio had on.
Oh, and
Right.
He was getting into his head.
you're right. And then what he did to Cody, he came out in the black and
Polka
yellow.
dots. Yeah. So
Yeah,
he might do the same with Riddle.
yeah, but how do you? Unless he's gonna come out just like Randy Orton or something. I
No,
mean,
what I think what's gonna happen is I told one of my buddies this. I think he's gonna pull like a Rick Rude or a Dream from back in the day. He's gonna have a pants leg that has like one side of Riddle's like ex-wife, and then the other side is gonna have Riddle's kids on it.
Oh yeah, he could do something like that.
oh,
Ooh, yes, he could. Okay,
If he
now
does
you made me
that,
even more interested in
if
this
he does
match.
that, that'd be something.
that would be that would be genius. And Trey, I got to say you're a well cultured man because a lot of today's fans wouldn't even know about that actually. But that Rick Rude
Yeah,
did
he sure
that.
did. He did the Warrior, everybody.
Yeah. So Georgio, who you got for this?
Oh,
Did,
I said Riddle.
you said? Oh, I'm sorry. Queen J, who you got for this?
Yeah, I said Riddle also.
Oh, I was one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go with Riddle. Riddle's definitely gonna. I'm sorry, I kind of lost track. But
All
yeah,
good.
Mm,
I'm gonna say Riddle. I think Riddle's gonna take this, but it's gonna be a heck of a fight.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
Seth is gonna play mind games. He's definitely gonna play some mind games. I wouldn't be surprised if Seth won, but I I predict Riddle's gonna win it. I hope Riddle wins it because Riddle needs this. But if not, I hope this is not the first and last of matches between them because I think this would be a great feud. And Riddle has definitely came into his own. Yeah, he's said some controversial stuff in the past, but not too controversial to you know like have people like, oh, I'm not gonna support you anymore, or I can't stand you. I mean, I think he's definitely came into his own. He proved it against Roman. He proved it with being an
yeah,
RK Bro, where RK Bro and people thought to put tag teams together, but RK Bro was definitely coming into its own.
yeah.
And yeah, I really hope Riddle pulls out this win. He definitely needs it. It'll be good for him.
Also, he's not this. You notice he's not this goofy version of himself anymore. Like he's starting to become more real. Like more attitude-ish, if
I
you
said
will.
nothing was wrong with the goofy version of him. That's what it got him and Randy over with people. I think that's
Yeah,
what got him like
it worked for him though. It
oh
really
hey
did.
Randy.
Yeah, it worked for him. So I give him that.
You also want to know why I respect Riddle a bit a lot more too. He's from
Mhm.
the UFC, but Riddle actually went the hard way. He went to the Indies. A lot of people don't know that Riddle actually
Yeah.
went to the Indies, just like Shayna Baszler,
Yep.
and he actually honed his craft in PWG and so on. So he's not some guy that Vince and Hunter saw and was like, "Oh, you're from UFC. Let's sign you." Or you're not working on UFC. Come join us. No, he knows what it is to travel on the road and do shows. So he's definitely earned this.
Yeah.
So the next match we have is a 6-woman tag match, and it's gonna be the team of Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus um, the team of Bailey, Dakota, and Io Sky, who don't have a team name yet. But
Hmm.
yay, they're very they're working they're pretty much working on being effective. They're not an effective stable yet, but they're getting there. Hopefully, within a couple of months or so, they'll get to Toxic Attractions level. But Trey, who you got for this one?
Uh, it's a hard choice. I think they're gonna give it to Bailey's group just because they did lose on Monday, and I feel like they need something to bounce them back in order to push them as like a dominant force or group. If not that, then it's going to be due to them, like I just said, like their lack of them being a dominant group, and with Sky and Dakota just their first taste of being on the main roster might play into their heads too of not being on that bigger stage yet. But down, I'm gonna go with I'm about to say though is Bailey, Sky, and Kai is my choice to be the winners.
Okay, Georgia, who you got for this one, man?
I would love to see Bailey's group get the win simply because they lost the tag team titles match, which I thought that was odd. I was like, how you gonna give it to what's her name, Raquel and Aaliyah? And
Yeah,
it's like I get they're trying to push new people, but you just brought in this dominant group, and you've already got two of them losing already. They shouldn't have lost anything. They should have came into this pay per view with the women's tag team titles. So you got to give them the win. But yeah, again, like what Trey said, if they do lose, it will be because of lack of experience. They might they might get in too far ahead of themselves, and it might cost them. But I hope that Bailey's group win, and hopefully they'll get a name, and we can really get them on the right track. Because right now they kind of lost a little steam since their debut. So yeah, that's my prediction is Bailey's group.
okay. Queen J, who you going with?
Well, as much as I love Bianca and her group, I have to go everybody else. Um, when Bailey returned, that was definitely a shocking moment for me because I didn't think she'd come back this soon. So with that being said, I don't think she or her group needs to be on a losing streak. So yeah, I'm going with Bailey's group.
Okay, honestly, I'm gonna go with Bailey's group. I, I they need this because if they're gonna be the new it stable, the new dominant stable in the WWE for the women's division, they need to start racking up these wins, and this is how they do it. Was I okay with them not getting the tag team titles? No, because I think that they should have definitely gotten them. But you know, it is what it is. They're gonna do whatever they think is best. I'm at this point. I'm just sitting and watching what are Raquel and Aaliyah gonna do. You know, what they're gonna do with Raquel and Aaliyah. Like how long are they gonna keep running with this?
Yeah.
I hope they're not filler tag team champions. I hope that because the tag team belts they really need to be taken seriously. Women's tag team titles they really need to be taken seriously because this is something that will help the women's division go be. It'll add more depth to that division, and they how they start is actually make giving it some sort of prestige. So I hope that the direction they're going with Aaliyah and Raquel is the right one and it pays off for everybody. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the team of Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. Either way, this is a very intense athletic match. I see a lot of kicks happening too.
Oh yeah.
So the next match we have two more. The second to last match we have is a singles match for the WWE SmackDown Championship. It's gonna WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. It's gonna be the defending champion Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey's best friend. It's gonna be whew, this is
Oh,
gonna be
we.
so. Trey, who you got for this one, man?
Oh, uh, I gotta go with Shayna. My heart says Liv, but I'm gonna go with Shayna just because of the damage that they've been doing to Liv's arm and just everything with that. And then plus, I think they would set up something to where it'd be Ronda and Shayna, which would be a really good match, I think. But I think that's how the way it's gonna go down. And like I said, I could see Liv getting like another sneak one, like everybody then starting to doubt her title reign, which I hope nobody doesn't want her to have a long and successful reign. She deserved this year, and she's done a lot of stuff. But I'm going to go with Shayna Baszler.
Okay, Giorgio, who you got?
You know what? I'm probably thinking. I think Liv should keep it because there's still something there's still a story to tell there with her and Ronda Rousey, considering the last match that they had. But on the other hand, you wonder what are they going to do with Shayna Baszler, because I mean she could get the win, but then what do you go from there? Now you could do something with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey where they have a match, and Ronda Rousey can turn babyface. But I just don't like Ronda Rousey as a babyface. She should stay a heel, and I think she might get involved in this match too. So I'm kind of torn between this one. I don't want Liv Morgan to lose, but on the other hand, if you're going to establish Shayna Baszler as a legit threat again, she needs to have a dominant victory over Liv Morgan. Just go in there and beat the hell out of her and take the title from her.
Maybe they're trying to build her like they used to have her, like down in NXT. I can see that happening.
Yeah, so we're gonna find out what if they're gonna have any big time plans for her during this match. But for now, I'm going to say Liv Morgan, but only about 50%. Because I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I don't want to give her the 100% full vote though.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Queen J, who you got?
As Giorgio said, I'm also kind of torn because I've been wanting Liv Morgan to be champion for a long time, but her title reign, I'm sorry, but her title reign sucks at the moment because they're making her look weak. And I'm really thinking in my mind that if they might need to do like a heel turn with her title reign or something, because it's not just going how I thought it would be. Nevertheless, even though I want her to win, I do agree with everyone else that I think Shayna Baszler is gonna win. So, but maybe Liv Morgan will come out somehow and win. I don't know. Like George said, 50%. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take it down about 25%.
I don't blame you. Mhm.
This may sound crazy. I think Liv is gonna win. I think I'm gonna go with Liv because I saw
Mhm.
SmackDown tonight, and that girl had a lot of gusto when she approached
Mm.
Shayna Baszler. She walked up to Shayna Baszler and said, "You know what? I'm gonna take your arm off." I got a feeling she's gonna catch Shayna by surprise. You know, this is gonna be another case where it's Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley, but just that obviously Shayna has the size advantage, but Liv is gonna pull off something and she's gonna shock Shayna Baszler. And I don't know if y'all saw, but Matt Riddle's been teaching Shayna Baszler a couple of MMA
Yeah,
moves.
I saw that. I saw that video. Yeah, and shoot, Liv Morgan, she caught on pretty well to what he was teaching her.
But then you
Yeah,
also saw who Shayna was training with. Shayna's been training with Ronda.
I didn't see that. I'm going to check that out after
Yeah,
this live
one hand, like
stream.
he said, Riddle's been training Liv how to get out of it, but Ronda has also been teaching Liv how to get out of the reversal that Riddle is showing her.
in all honesty, Ronda training with Liv, Shayna training with Ronda, that's nothing new, man. We all know they're good friends. Her and
Yeah,
Jessica Duke and Marina Shafir, they're all friends. So it's not surprising they would they would actually be training with each other and so on. I'm not
Yeah,
surprised about that. But yeah,
but
but
for Liv to do some MMA training, that's completely out of her, toolbox of wrestling style. That shows you that hey, she knows she's gonna have to come into this with a different game plan just to hang in the match. Not only to win, but just to hang with Shayna Baszler. Because if Shayna Baszler comes in there, takes her down, do the little ground pound, put her in a submission hold, it's over. You know. So I don't blame Liv for trying to get some MMA training.
I really wish that they would actually do a program with Shayna and Ronda. And I'm also disappointed they let Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke go because they could have
Yeah.
four horsemen, the legit four horsewomen. And I even, at first back in the day, I used to be like, man, you guys on the real four horsewomen are Charlotte Flair and Bailey and them. But then, like in hindsight, I'm like, nah, man. I mean, they don't. Shayna was right. They were just four good wrestlers that happened to know each other, Charlotte and them. And when I saw that, and this is another story, a brief story I'm gonna tell. I met Marina Shafir at a convention last November. And I was
Mhm.
like, I just got to say something. You were right about the four horsewomen. And she got up, and I was like, yo, Marina, I don't want no smoke. I thought the woman's an MMA fighter, and I'm not.
Yeah, right.
I'm I don't want no smoke with her. I mean, I'm not trying to get beat up. But she was like, no, 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 it's cool. I'm getting up. I'm trying to stretch. I'm like, okay. And I told her, I'm
Woo.
like, you and Rhonda and Jessamine and Shayna are the four horsewomen. I just want to say y'all were right. Y'all are legit four horsewomen. And she shook her hand. I
Yeah.
was like, thanks. I
Oh, by
thought
the
I
way,
was
we have a new guest that just crashed in.
Oh,
His name's
hey,
Gustavo.
how you doing?
hey, was that a coon hound?
No, he's half shepherd, half lab. Run, Goosey, go here.
He looks like a he looks like a ladies' man. That guy right there, man.
Oh, he
Oh
wants
yeah.
attention. He wants attention. But real quick, I want to say with that though, I agree with what you're saying with that, but I see it as how you said that would have been the four horsewomen of WWE versus the four horsewomen of the MMA. Because with all their backgrounds together, with Shafir, Duke, Shayna, and Ronda, like you said, they all trained together, they all knew MMA, they all came from that world, that actual world. Whereas the other ones we said they came from the world of WWE, they only know that WWE lifestyle. So seeing the four best of their sport going against four best of that sport, that division, that would have been like a great like Survivor Series type matchup, anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So we have one more match. We have
Hmm.
the last match, and it's gonna be whoo,
The
people are gonna
main.
people are gonna be on their seat for this one. It's gonna be a singles match for the United States. No, I'm sorry, singles match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The defending champion, the
Ooh.
Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus with accompanied with Paul Heyman, of course, versus the Celtic. No, not the Celtic Warrior. What does he call himself? I forgot.
uh.
Scottish Warrior.
Listen,
Yeah.
the
The Scottish
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 Warrior.
Warrior,
Warriors.
Drew
All the
McIntyre.
Scottish.
Yeah, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. That's gonna be the match. That's gonna be the match that has everybody on their seats. I want to be on the edge of my seat too.
Right.
So, with that being said, Timothy Flair, welcome to the chat. Yes, we will acknowledge him. Trey,
Yeah.
Trey, who you got? Trey, who you got for this, man?
I don't know, like this. I don't know if there's any way that y'all can tell who I want. It's gonna be a really close match.
Yeah.
It really is gonna be a match. I'm gonna have to go with Roman on this because I think they're just gonna keep on going with him. I don't see his reign ending yet. Still, I think there's bigger things down the line. Like you got to look at this. Like, okay, let's say after Drew, what's after Drew? He's got to look after Seth wins. You got to look after Seth. If
Mhm.
let's say if Drew after that, they go to both look after Karrion Cross, who's waiting in the corner. So no matter what you think about it, I still think that he's still dominant. He still has so much to do, and that no matter what after that, he's still gonna have so many different people to face. But I'm gonna have to go with Roman Reigns on that.
Okay, Georgia, who you got for this one, man?
Hmm. Golly, dude, that's this one right here has me a little torn too because we're in Drew's hometown, but WWE, them being in your hometown don't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything just because they're in your home state, country, whatever. Um, I think Roman wins, but it's gonna be a battle. He's not gonna just come in and get it easily. But what if they do go that route? What if they do go in there and he smashes Drew McIntyre quickly? Man, you talk about a reaction from that crowd. So that's
People
something to consider.
people would be pissed. But I don't think it's gonna go down like that. I don't think it's gonna go down like
I would hope not, but just keep that in the back of your
that.
mind.
Yeah,
But I plus I still want to see Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns for that title. I think that would be great. And like Trey brought up with Karrion Cross, what's gonna happen with him? You
well,
know?
here's the thing. What if at the last minute they decide to separate the titles again and say, "Hey, Drew won, but Drew's gonna one title. He's not going to get both titles. You never know.
Hmm. You
They do
could
change
Roman
it.
could have a contract, or you could do some kind of clause or something, and he can make it so that that happens too. But oh man, dude, I got Roman, and it's just a question of how Roman's gonna win because he could go in, like I said, he could easily beat him, and then the crowd just go crazy and boo him out of the arena, and he walks out smiling. So yeah, I got Roman, man. Yeah,
Mm.
this is gonna be a good one for sure.
We also still have Theory waiting in the wings too.
Oh, that's true. That is true. They could have a very brutal battle, and then Theory comes out. So that's a
I'm sorry,
possibility.
but to quote CM Punk, Austin Theory's arms are just too short to box with God.
Ooh.
He ain't ready. He
Uh
has the
oh.
He doesn't have to be ready. He just needs an opportunity. Somebody be on the ground. They're running 3 Ks, 2-3.
let's say if
Yep.
Austin let's say if Austin Theory were to go, he cashes in on Drew, or he
Right.
cashes. Let's say he happens to cash in and win this match. Do you honestly see him beating Roman 1-on-1 or
Roman
Drew
kicks out.
Oh no! I just see him. They doing it.
or Bobby Lashley 1-on-1? I can't see it happening.
Yeah.
I mean, he might.
Uh.
I can't even see him. He could probably might even barely beat the Miz. I just can't see. I mean, and I'm not trying to dog him out. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, this is the same guy that I'm the same guy that see Chris Jericho as a world champion competitor. Look at him now. He's doing great for himself. But
Did anybody expect 1-2-3 Kid to beat Razor back in the day?
That is true.
yeah.
It's a good point.
But Queen J, who you got for this one?
Oh, this is another tough one for me. I've always been a fan of Drew. Definitely like Roman. I also don't see nobody beating Roman. So even though I would want Drew to have another title reign, but I just don't think it's gonna happen right now. So I'm just have to go with Roman Reigns. But we like someone said we could see Austin Theory, which I think he would be just wasting his time. But we could see him cash in and possibly win. But he ain't gonna have it long. So
We saw what
that's
happened
a
last time
possibility.
he cash in.
Huh?
What happened? We saw what happened last time I tried to cash in.
Right.
That was fun.
Yeah.
They beat that boy with that suitcase like he stole something and his mama caught him and it was like
And then you have laid out Heyman. We still haven't seen him in a while. He might still be knocked out sleeping on the table.
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna go with Drew for this. I think that this is Drew's time. If you really look at the stats, Drew McIntyre has never pinned Roman Reigns. Even when Roman Reigns was in the Shield, Drew McIntyre pinned Seth. He pinned Dean Ambrose, who's now John Moxley. He never pinned Roman Reigns one-on-one. Never pinned him at all. And the 2 times he's gotten a chance, I think the one time, okay, Roman beat him. The second time, Jey Uso interfered. So I mean, and now and ever since for last year, he's been trying to get a match with Roman. He hasn't gotten it. So I think this is the time where he's actually going to beat Roman. It could be by DQ. It I've heard that I've heard something. And I'm the person I don't quote dirt sheets.
Yeah, me too.
I don't use them like the Bible because Vince could easily Triple H have somebody that's out there giving people false information. But I heard a rumor that they're trying to separate the belts. If I'm all for Drew winning. If it separates the belts, good. But I hope that they separate them like they're exclusive to their brand, and you don't see no champions on each other's. You don't see one like SmackDown champion on Raw, and vice versa. I want them separate, but I think
I heard that too a while back because they're saying that when Karrion first returned, they're gonna throw him in and make it to where they're gonna the rumor was that they're gonna throw him in today or make it a triple threat and have him be on Raw and if he won it, he'd win that championship. And I was like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Carrion's a cool guy. I've actually met him before, but I was like when I was in Vegas one time. But I don't want to. I don't want him to just stay out of this match. Let you have this one, and if he wins, you can piss whoever wins. I'll be pissed if they have this man interfere with that match. I'll be upset. Like I will
I don't think
probably,
he's gonna interfere, but like it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
And if Drew does win, then he deserves it.
but yeah. Timothy, you're right. The build for this match has been amazing.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Timothy, I actually had you in mind for this prediction show, but I figured it was too late. I didn't want to, but we'll have you on for another one if you hear me. But yeah, but I'm gonna go with Roman for this one. Not Roman. I'm gonna go with Drew with this one. I think Drew's gonna win. Um,
What time would this show be? Cause I have no idea. That way I won't miss it.
It's tomorrow.
from what I heard, it's 1 p.m.
Yeah.
1 p.m. Okay.
p.m. tomorrow, and yeah, due to the time difference, because remember it's not in America, it's over in Cardiff, Wales, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be their time. So I guess it would actually be, and I'm actually looking it up right now. I think it's gonna be. Let me see. Is Clash at the Castle? Oh, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it'll be like 12 o'clock y'all's time.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Watch it at work.
yeah, so when you're having lunch and whatnot, yeah, you can actually watch it, and you
Yeah.
know it'll be done by 4 o'clock, so you still got time to chill out, pregame, head to the club, Labor Day weekend, all that good stuff. You know, I unfortunately have to work tomorrow, but hey, gotta pay the bills to keep this show up. So yeah,
Right.
You work
but
at that.
yeah, so that's our rundown for those are our predictions for the card. For those of you watching, we're gonna have polls. We're gonna have polls up on Twitter. We're gonna try to get them up on Twitter tonight, hopefully, and y'all can pick who's gonna win and whatnot, and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it for our predictions for Clash of the Castle. Before we end this, anybody have any other predictions as to what's gonna happen on the card in general? Any alliances that may form? Aside from the Judgment Day and Dominic thing, any alliances that may break up, any run-ins, any returns, anything at all?
I
Uh,
do think we can go first,
No.
Trey.
now let's let Queen go first. Let's let the lady go first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I said no. I don't see nothing else happening.
Okay. How about all right, Trade. How about you? You got anything?
I think we might not see all the bloodline. I think there's gonna be some kind of rift or interaction between with Sammy and Jay. And I have a feeling we're gonna see a return. Maybe I'm not sure who. There's been lots of speculations about people or whatever it's gonna be. But I think it's gonna be one person that we don't see coming, and everybody's gonna be like blown away by it and be like, "Oh, all right, that's something different."
Okay. Georgia, how about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I think we're going to see some kind of return. It's going to be a surprise for sure, just because of what Triple H has been doing. He's been bringing all these people back and everything. We might see Johnny Gargano appear on the show, because Johnny Gargano just returned recently. So I would like to see something from him. I do think Sasha Banks and Naomi will be returning soon. In what capacity, no one knows. But I do think they will be back soon. But that's the only thing I could think of.
So Bobby Striker said Fabian Eichner might return. Hey, Bobby, I'm all for that. If Fabian Eichner returns, and
Is
you
is he
know,
done with this thing in NXT?
I don't know, but honestly speaking, I don't want to see him do was it Vici or
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
I it's not hitting for me. It's not working for me. Like, no, just go back to Imperium. You were good there. Nothing wrong with how they were. Vince gotta chill sometimes. I don't know why Vince is like this, but yeah, yeah. I'd say yeah. I'm down for that. Definitely put Eichner back and reform Imperium and let them go forward from there. They weren't too bad in NXT UK either. But
Right.
honestly, I'm actually looking at so I look at certain things, and one thing I'm looking at is Solo Sokoa. He actually got called up to the main roster, so I'm wondering
Oh.
if he's gonna make his return.
Hmm.
Gonna make his return. Is he gonna return tonight, tomorrow, at the Clash of the
Hmm.
Castle, and help his cousin out, or are we gonna see
Ooh.
whenever
That's a
SmackDown?
good point.
Is he gonna join the Bloodline, or is he gonna be the one that breaks up the Bloodline?
Hmm.
I see many um I see many rifts going on that people may or may not see. Like, for
If
Hmm.
example, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn fighting over, who is pretty much the hype man for Roman Reigns. You
Hmm.
we saw it tonight with Sami Zayn and Jay trying to one up each other on who can pretty much big up Roman, and Jay does not care for Sammy. Jimmy is cool with Sammy.
Right.
And, you know, I see a lot of real. I got a feeling Jimmy's gonna be one of the causes for that for that blood for the bloodline to break up. He's gonna be one of the causes because if you notice, Jimmy never went through what Jay did. So, that's another thing I like to see. I'd like to see. This may sound blasphemous, but I would like to see them separate the Usos. You know,
Hmm. That could be.
I
I
thought they were doing that when he first came back. I thought they were
yeah,
gonna do the whole routine again in there with Jimmy. But real quick, what you're talking about with Solo, they do that. I see potentially Solo could go ahead and kick Sammy out, setting up Sammy and KO versus the Usos for the tag titles.
yeah,
Ooh. I
and then
like that. Good idea.
the Usos separate. I'm down for that. I mean, after they lose the tag team titles, what else is there? There's nothing really. They've done all that they want. So the next step would be for them to try their hands at a singles career. You know, I'd love to see Jey Uso live up to the nickname of main event Uso. I'd love to see Jimmy Uso be known as more than former tag team champion and Naomi's husband. I'd like for him to actually get a name for himself out there. It'll be
Hmm.
interesting to see. I'm down for it. Hopefully the um, appearance of Solo Sokoa, you know, doesn't mess things up. Hopefully, it helps them with
They could
uh,
have them fight, like how they had to, like Jay had to fight Roman Reigns for the tribal chief crown or whatever it was they had to fight about, and they could do a thing where it's a bloodline versus bloodline member. Whoever wins, they stay in. Whoever doesn't, they gotta go.
okay.
Roman Roman could say, "Hey, y'all got to start pulling y'all weight around here. So we're gonna have us a match. We're gonna have you versus the other person. Then whoever loses, they're out."
I think it's gonna come down to. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call this right now. I think it's gonna come down to Jimmy and Roman having a battle. It's
Hmm.
gonna come down to that. But sadly, I think Jimmy's gonna get his butt beat. But yeah, I think it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna come down to Jimmy and Roman. Or if Jimmy wins, it'll be because Jay finally snaps out of it and helps Roman. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. And I called it too. Sami Zayn and KO, they're gonna take those belts off those guys. And I've always said it too.
Hmm.
If you notice, both Sami and KO and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they've been in WWE for almost 8 years. Or no, it's been
Right.
8 years. They've each held belts on their own, but they've never held tag team titles. Kevin Owens had a chance with Chris Jericho. Sami Zayn, I guess he had a chance with one or two people, but they've never been able to hold the tag team titles. And I jokingly said this. I think they each put a clause in the contract that said if they win those tag team titles, it has to be with each other. It can't be with anybody else. I
Hmm.
think that's what we're gonna see.
Yeah, I can see that happening where like they kick Sami Zayn out the bloodline, Kevin Owens finds him, and somehow he says, "Hey, you know what? Let's team up together. We can teach those guys a lesson." So
Yeah,
there you go.
Because he did have that chance to take out KO on Raw, but he didn't. Like,
Hmm.
that's my best friend. I can't do that.
yeah. I
Right.
think it's gonna be interesting. I'm actually excited, and
Yeah.
as good of a heel Kevin Owens could be, Kevin Owens could be just as good a face too. That guy is
Oh
he's
yeah.
hilarious. He is hilarious. I tell you, he kind of reminds me a bit of like a I guess like a Roddy Piper in a sense, something
Yeah.
around that. But yeah. With that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all up anymore. I know it's past midnight. Trey, Georgio, Queen J, I thank y'all for um doing this. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Know it was last minute. I
Yes.
didn't expect it to be last minute. I just had so much stuff going on this week.
Oh, you all good?
Yeah,
Interview,
man, it's no problem. I
You
was
know
too
I'm
early.
always,
huh?
you know I'm always willing to come on this show because you inspire me to do podcasts. So no matter how tired I was coming.
You know,
You need to know it's time.
I thank you for
Yeah.
that. I never intend to. I never expect to inspire anybody. So you saying that means,
Oh yeah.
especially with me being inspired by one of my own, um, one of my former, I guess not former quote, but like me being inspired myself by another podcaster who actually hosts Wrestle City Radio, George Alonso. I guess it trickles down, but
Hmm.
thank you, and I'm glad I could inspire you, and hopefully, I know eventually you'll inspire somebody too. So, um,
Already have.
very
Hmm.
for actually, for y'all bearing with me. Timothy, if you're still there, let's talk. We'll try to have you on the next one. I think we might have one tomorrow for AEW All Out. I don't know. I got to see how
I
that
actually
goes.
have one beef real quick before we do all this.
Uh oh.
I've done something with y'all. And like you said, there's no Kathy. I think she's starting to avoid me every time. Just so happens she can't show up. I think she's ducking me. I'm gonna see her soon, and I'm gonna let her know
Who?
that she
you know,
can't keep ducking me forever.
in all honesty, Kathy can.
Who?
Kathy doesn't.
Oh.
Kathy doesn't do anything past 9 o'clock or past 10 o'clock. She's like one of those little kids, like they got a bedtime. I think that's what it is. So,
It's all good.
um,
I'm
and
gonna, I'm gonna catch her. One of these days, I'm gonna catch her.
she's
I'm gonna
probably
let
gonna
her.
Uh oh.
she's probably gonna kick my butt for saying that. But we're definitely gonna have a Louisiana episode real soon. I'm
Can't wait
just
for that.
out before the year's out. Giorgio, I know I said we're gonna have a gaming episode as well. That's coming soon.
Yep.
I got so much going on, and I
I'm
got
surprised you are able to do what you do now.
yeah, and we just started another series called what was it Lariats and Legacies, which is where we interview the relatives of wrestlers who have passed away and some that are still here. And we just had Bad News Brown's daughter on our show too. And
Nice.
I'm in the talks. I'm actually in talks with getting some more guests for that series on. But it's my brain's everywhere, man. But I'll definitely eventually. But thank you very much. I really appreciate y'all doing this for me. Before we shut this down, Queen J, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and check out your podcast and all that good stuff?
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna say I actually have 3 pages that I covered. The first page is my main page, was amazing underscore J2698. But I made another page because I want to connect more wrestling fans. Because I said, hey, I got a lot of people on my main page that don't even like wrestling. So you can find me on underscore wrestling is fun, where I do tweet all things wrestling and sometimes other TV shows as well. Um, I also y'all can find my other show. I do Bad Girl Good Girl show, which is Bad Girl Good POD. I think it's number 8. Where me and Keita talk Sometimes I do solo shows. Sometimes we do shows together. Of course, I'm always the bad girl, so we do that on there. I think y'all got a little sneak peek that night when I said something about that 25%. My main podcast, blogtalkradio.com/QueenJ256. I just did an episode today after coming back from a month break. So that is where I do my main podcast. Anybody be a guest? I didn't even like. I'm behind. Like I'm sorry. I didn't have much thoughts tonight, but I've been kind of behind. I didn't even do a prediction show for my show, but I will be doing a post show. But I was also just be quiet after this. I'm thinking about doing because I used to do panels on my show, but I was thinking earlier today about doing an all men panel. So, because remember, I used to have men and women together and stuff like that. I have big panels, but I think about doing all men panel. Not, I see these two guests might be on my show too. So just keep in mind that.
I I can tell you, Trey and Georgio are two cool guys. You should definitely have them on. Georgio has been on several times, even on our our giveaway episodes. He's been on here, so definitely, have these two on. Really cool. And
Yes, you
Yeah, Remy is my agent, so he'll book me.
will.
but yeah, but y'all make sure y'all follow Queen J. She's doing great things. Check out her stuff on Blog Talk. Check out her
Right.
podcast. I promise I will not get jealous. I listen to the podcast too. Listen to several podcasts. It's like I always say, it's like eating cereal, man. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but different cereal down there. One morning I
Right.
like flakes. The next day I like some cinnamon toast crunch. The next day I might like some Count Chocula or some Frankenberry.
Right.
Variety is not that bad. So definitely, check it check out the podcast. And Trey Lewis, where can aka T Lou, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and all that good stuff, man?
So on my socials, I have one page for most everything. It's just T_LOO20. And I had a podcast with some of my buddies, but it kind of didn't work out. But you can go onto Spotify and listen to the past episodes. It was called Undercooked Pancakes. And it's just the inside joke that we have. We just basically talk about everything. But I am slowly and probably going to start trying to talk or trying to do one, just a different one with different buddies of mine that's going to go over basically everything like we did in that one: music, entertainment, movies, gaming, wrestling, whatever. And we're probably going to be doing some like little videos here and there of going to shows. Like I know I'm trying to go to the Texas show that's coming up, Booker T's show. And then in November, they're having the NWA and Wildcats going to have their show out here in New Orleans.
Ooh.
So definitely hoping to go to that. That's going to be fun. But yeah, everything is Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, T_LO 20.
Hey, start that podcast, man. Don't give up, man. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to anybody that's into podcasting or thinking about doing a podcast. Do it, okay? And don't stop it. If it's your passion, you love it a lot. Do it. Don't do it for the followers. Do it because you actually, love it. Do it because it's your passion. Myself, Rob, and Kathy, we do this because this is our passion. This is our. I always say, for me, this is my club on Saturday night. This is my second church on Sunday morning. I love it. And don't stop what you do because you never know when you may be thinking, man, I can't stand, man, I'm not going nowhere with this passion. Don't let followers, somebody else, the fact that somebody else has 1,000 followers, stop you from being the best you are. Because guess what? Here's a little secret. Followers can be bought. Followers can be bought. So you may be seeing Joe Schmo with 30,000 followers and hit or Jane Schmane with 40,000 followers, and their accounts were just made a month or 2 months ago. But guess what? They may be paying for that. I've had people offer me to, pay to buy followers. I'm not knocking their hustle, but it's not for me. I'm not gonna pay people to like me. If you like me, it's because you're a genuine person. You genuinely like what we do. So keep on going. Don't stop because guess what? You never know who might be watching, who might be looking forward to your next episode, who you may be inspiring. Be the best you and keep on going. And that's the advice I'm gonna give y'all right now. So, with that being said, Giorgio, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk to all things wrestling and also retro gaming
Right.
and all those cool shirts you got too? I gotta buy a shirt from you, by the way.
Oh yes, and just for the people on this podcast, if you go to georgiostavern.com and you can pick any design on there, you use my discount code arcade, it'll save you 10% off, and everything's already affordable, so you won't be breaking the wallet with that. But to find me on social media and YouTube is right there, Giorgio Arcade. Except on Instagram is lowercase, so it's just Georgia Arcade put together, and it's all lowercase on Instagram. But on Twitter, it's all caps right there, which is Georgia Arcade, and you'll find me there. And make sure you hit the notification bell if you want. That way you don't miss anything. I do talk about wrestling, especially on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I always tweak some funny things that I like to break the fourth wall when I tweet about certain stuff, so yeah, and I talk about retro gaming, I talk about modern day gaming, a lot of wrestling tweaks and everything like that, and I talk to anybody, so don't be afraid to say hi.
Do
Yes,
you just
y'all.
go through? Do you just go through YouTube, or do you do Twitch too?
I just do YouTube. I have a Twitch account, but I don't. It's just to watch other people's stuff. And oh yeah, one last thing, Raymond, I really appreciate that encouraging message that you had, because believe it or not, even though I have like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I do get discouraged. Like there's some days or weeks where I don't even want to make anything because you see all the bigger channels and they'll already get to something and you want to make a video about it, but you see everybody else that already did it, or a video may not do so well and you put everything into it. So there are days where you don't feel like it. So what you said about just keep doing it, doing because you have passion for it, that's what I needed to hear. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I always say I rather have 1,000 or less followers, but most of them are engaged,
Right.
than 20,000 followers or 20,000 followers or 30,000 followers with barely anybody engaged or replying or anything.
Right.
So, and besides, you never know what your content may do for somebody. Your content may be somebody's escape from a rough life that they're having. Your content may be somebody's inspiration for the day. You know, you never know who is watching. So
Right.
you just gotta keep on pushing, keep on trying. Yeah, if you want, I mean, I don't do this for monetary value. I can tell you right now, I don't do this at all. You know,
Right.
for monetary. I do this because I enjoy it
Right.
and I have a goal that is bigger than a monetary goal. If it happen if I do get some money out of it, fine, whatever. But at the same time, I'm doing this because this is something that I love. I genuinely love, and it's talking to people of all walks of life that are interested in wrestling, and the rest is talking to the wrestlers, the managers, the promoters, and of course the fans and so on. So yeah, yeah, just for those of you that are feeling discouraged, just keep on, man. Trust me, people are watching. you know. And those same followers, always remember those little bit of followers. That means, guess what? Somebody's appreciative of what you're doing. So
That's a
just
good way to end. Yeah.
But with that being said, if y'all want to follow me on social media, you could find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Instagram at the Remy Blue, and also on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. Um, a lot of times I don't have a lot of cool stuff to say, but who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and hear me say something cool. But our podcast is on social media. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We're on YouTube. No, we're on Spotify as Ringside Society, And we're also on YouTube, where you can see a lot of cool prediction shows like this one, like the one I did for WrestleMania 38. Several others. We have interviews with people like Michael Martinez, who's Damian Priest's brother, Katie Hebner, the daughter of Earl Hebner, Ruthie J, upcoming South Floridian wrestler, Mother Endless. That was her interview. We've even had interviews where wrestlers don't even speak English. Yes, Katrina Cortez from WWE was on our show. You can see that interview there. And also Roxy Borico, who is a hardcore wrestler in Puerto Rico. She's on there too. So definitely check out those interviews. Check us out on YouTube. Type in Ringside Society. Once you see that sweet dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all of our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, one more thing, we also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have t-shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies for the fall, long sleeve shirts. We even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So make sure you check us out. Cops Inside Society merch. All proceeds go back keeping this show afloat. It does not go back into our pockets. And with that being said, once again, we just want to thank about tuning in tonight live. We really truly appreciate it. We strive to be one of the best podcasts a wrestling fan should listen to. And to those of you that are going to listen to us later on when you get a chance, thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish you'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. So with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well aware of everybody and their grandparents and their parents' podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. So I'm gonna say this right now: one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for WWE Clash at the Castle, which is tomorrow on the Peacock Network. For our few great guests, DJ Trey Lewis, Georgio Arcade, with the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And with that being said, we'll be back tomorrow with another impressive episode. It's going to be our AEW All Out predictions. So until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on this. We out. Peace.
Peace.